Change the channel right now. Change it. Hi, everybody. We are crazy, strange, loving, funny, empathetic, serious, crazy, mad, wild, entertaining, factual, scientific, creative. There's so many words, so many adjectives. I could list them all for you. I really could, but I will spare you from it because it is time for a NerdForge video. Now, NerdForge is a channel with this girl. Her name is Martina. Martina has found a way to just creep in to the dark room, the dark interior, the dark soul of my heart, and open it up as if I were a death knight of sorts. Almost as if I were a death knight and knew nothing but death. Martina found a way to just crawl right in and make this death knight a happy death knight. Now we're going to learn about how Martina created this most amazing room ever that looks awesome. Last week, we saw she made herself a pinky because she lost it in a terrible accident. And she's like perfect. She created some little steampunk pinky. And I was like, are you kidding me? This girl's ridiculous cool. This girl's unicorn level cool. Now let's see this room that she made for herself, her new studio. I want to watch it. I can't wait. NerdForge.
This is my room, and I'm gonna try to turn this into a proper magical wizard study. See, I like how it looks at the moment. It's dark and it's cozy, but it's also very IKEA fantasy.
Yes.
Look, IKEA,
Yes.
IKEA, and I mean nothing wrong
She has nailed it. She nailed it. That is way too IKEA.
with that. It just doesn't give up that whimsical vibe, does it? Never heard of an IKEA wizard? Okay, here's the plan. We're gonna tear everything down and build.
Yes, destruction. This is, look at that face. Look at her face get into this. Do you understand? She's getting destruction mode. Look at her face. This woman feels the feels. Do you feel the feels? Do you get upset? Or do you get happy and then feel it in your body? Then you're feeling the feels. This girl's feeling the feels.
Build entirely new walls everywhere. And I'm thinking lots and lots of bookcases and magical artifacts. I'm thinking a fireplace over here and a staircase over there. And maybe even a giant fake window at the back. Just think how cool that's gonna look. Oh, and before
So character development on her own character. She's genius mode, like creating this NerdForge, and she's got the glove on her hand from the last episode where she made this pinky, and she's progressing as if she was an anime character. And I need to know the lore behind Martina. This is God tier writing and producing right here. This woman is a genius. She is a magical unicorn. I cannot say enough about Martina.
giant fake window at the back. Just think how cool that's gonna look. Oh, and before you comment like, Martina, isn't that technically your studio and not your room? Well, I'm here all the time except for when I sleep, so it's basically my room. Fight me. Of course, both Hansi and I will be working on this, and we're gonna get some more help later because
Hansi is her boyfriend. I don't know how many of you here live know of NerdForge, but I know that a lot of you found this in the Discord, and that's why we're watching it, and that's how we discovered it. Welcome to the natural organic algorithm, spelled with rhythm and dance and love, known as DG360. Hi, I am DG, also known as the Banana Fountain.
Banana Fountain.
Thank you, Elsie, for bringing in the Luya. Yes, I am DG. I am your host. I am the hostess with the mostest. I have the phrases. Ideas bubble out of me as if I were a fountain made of only of banana. Okay? Hence, Banana Fountain. Get with it. Follow me. Figure it out already. God, I gotta explain it all the time.
this project is huge. Like, a lot of the things we do are huge, but this takes the cake. But first, we gotta remove everything back here. So let's go.
I love the music. I love the vibe. I'm feeling it. It's getting close to Halloween too.
Look how sad it looks.
Give me that Harry
So
Potter
empty.
vibe.
Okay, so I want to try to make this room transportable so I can like pack it up and just bring it with me wherever I go. Well, maybe not like in a suitcase, but like if we move somewhere, we can just bring it with us. Oh, shit. That should be Aaron. He's actually a friend of ours who's a professional set builder, and he's been so kind to agree to help us out for the next couple of days.
Is Hansy in
Hello.
Hello.
So Hansy is filming. So Hansy's the cameraman. That's her boyfriend. And this dude is who? Aaron?
Ready to build some walls?
Yeah, pretty much.
Awesome! And also Hansi has rented a van so we can actually bring all the stuff we need over to the workshop.
I like the music she uses too.
Materials, check. So now, let's build. Guys, look at this.
I find so many channels that do what she's doing all wrong, and they don't speed this part up. It is so important if you're like one of these channels that focuses on building to have these cut sequences where everything is sped up. I love that she does that. It keeps the flow and the momentum up of the video. I think that's a really smart tactic if you're a YouTuber in the genre of creating like any construction type craft channel. I think like doing this is essential to being successful in this genre. I just feel that. Yeah.
Guys, look at this. All the walls are done. Oh my God, I can't believe.
Mad Style, a member of our community, says that Martina gave him the idea to make the DG bobblehead that he's making off his 3D printer, which I got to show everybody that just so they understand how awesome Mad Style is. This is a member of our community. He's even got his own sound effects button, for God's sake. Mad Style making the big time right now, man. Listen, if you're watching on YouTube, a whole 3 people now know who Mad Style is. That's right. 3 new people know who you are, Mad Style. I'm just teasing. Lots, actually. Lots. I'm famous. I'm sorry, I'm famous. I'm just letting everybody know that. I got to let everybody know that. Because if not, then how would I be famous? It's deep. It's a cyclical conversation. Anyhow, Mad Style made these on his 3D printer. And he put detachable parts on me. Notice there's nothing below the waist. It's because we don't need anything down there. It's already been detached. All right, let's get back into the video. Mad Style has said that this is where they got the idea from. Just letting everybody know. That's why I made it.
How fast we got all
That's
these
how
walls up,
inspirational
like one
she
day.
is.
And these are all just like 2x1 frames with a thin plywood sheet on top. So the challenge now is really to try to take all this plywood and turn it into something that actually looks like a wizard study. How? Day 2. Okay, so there's basically 3 main elements to make. Staircase, window, fireplace. All right, staircase time. So where do we begin?
Alright, so to get the curve on the staircase, we're going to glue up 3 sheets of ply, but first we need to come down with the table saw.
Let's go.
Yeah. I feel like I'm in the 1930s, man.
Now we're just gonna glue one more curve on the outside.
I don't trust these steps, okay? I don't trust these steps. Just as there's 5 fingers on this hand right here, that's how much I do not trust these steps. Like, nothing about these steps would be anything that I would walk on these steps. I'm just saying, no offense. No offense. As somebody who is in the building business as a kid, building things, man, I'm not quite sure about this. I could be wrong, but wow.
Thank Thank you, tripods, for all your support. Now, we gotta take him down.
Okay, so if we are to follow Martina's sketch, we are gonna have to make a lot of books to put in the background. And it's not like we've never made books before, but the thing is, we're gonna make...
They're not functional steps, by the way, so that's good. It's just on a set. Could you imagine? I would never step on those steps.
Literally hundreds, and we don't want to waste that much material, let alone the time it would have to take to make hundreds of leather-bound books. No, these are pure props. So what I've done here is I have 2 stacks of XPS foam on top of each other that I've glued together using some spray glue, and we have our trusty foam cutter. So let me show you how it works. Let it heat. Once it's heating up, you can just push it through. It's super easy. So what we have to do is we have to print out some spines of books, and then we're going to glue them onto the foam, and then hopefully we have something that can resemble the back of a book. So let's...
This is the first time. Is this Hansi? Where are they from? Norway? Aren't they from Norway? But this is Hansi, her boyfriend. He seems like a nice dude. Let's
go do that. Some paper. And there we have it. It almost looks like a prop from a video game because it has like these dragged out textures, but it's fast. And now we just have to make 100 more of these. Yay.
Good morning, everyone. It's day 3 in my plywood mansion. Very beautiful, very well decorated. For some reason, Nori is just in love with these steps. He keeps around.
Oh my God, take the dog off the steps. The dog off the steps. A lot of people in the last segment, they were like, DG, these are only prop steps. Like, why are you talking about stepping on them? Because I was clairvoyant and I knew that somebody would try and step on these steps. You cannot not step on steps. That is the magic behind the steps. You understand? Magic. Steps have a magical property. If steps are built, people will step on the steps. It is just something that happens. It's in our brain. We can't get out of just stepping. It's something that happens. It's just something that happens. I think when we die, we see steps going down in my case, but most of you will see them going up. Unfortunately, mine will be pointed down. But I won't have as much effort to put out. Thank you very much. The staircases are long, and you've got a very long climb ahead of you going up. And I know there's heaven on the other end, and you're going to have a great time there, but damn that climb. You know, I've got a much easier descent. I'm descending. First off, I'm not expending as much energy nearly as you, okay? Sure, I'm going to hell, but I'm going to hell, and I've got my breath. You understand? You're going to be out of breath. You're going to be out of breath completely. And when you get up into heaven and you have your perfect life in heaven, all you're going to remember is the last thing that you hated was that walk up those steps. And that will be your own hell. You will be tormented by it. And you will think how difficult it was to get up those steps. The breathing that's going to happen, heavy breathing, really heavy breathing. For me, really easy. Just I get down into hell. I didn't break a sweat. I'm not breathing heavily. You know, and then when I'm in hell, I can think about the last thing that was the best thing, which was going down those steps. You understand? It's just it's a perspective thing. It's like a looking glass, if you will. Okay, are we following me today? Am I the only one following myself today, Pepe? I am. Okay. All right. Right down the steps. Right down the steps.
Running up and down them all the time. Very cute. Anyway, we completed the entire base for the staircase yesterday, and Aaron also put together the fireplace. Oh my god!
5 minutes.
It looks amazing. This very fireproof plywood fireplace. So what we're gonna begin with today is the window. We gotta cut it out. Window time. Now that we have the hole cut, we just gotta remove.
Destroying things is so fun. Just a mental note. If you're having a bad day, one of the best jobs that you can have in the entire world is in the demolition genre. Any job that involves you destroying things, wow. It's cathartic. Life is great.
These beams and try to reinforce it a little bit on the back. We have a window, and I have a super fancy design planned out for this, which we're gonna make in foam. But before we can do that, we have to figure out how to make the foam look like wood.
Okay, so I think I finally know how to make the wood that we want to make. It's a bit complicated, it's a few steps, but bear with me. So the first thing I did to make the texture was to use a wire brush along with a box knife to make the deeper grooves. Then to make it a bit more structural, I used some PVA glue along with some orangey color for the darker parts and then a sandy paint for the lighter brown one. And then on top we just use a bit darker paint to make it pop along with some black wash and a regular old dry brush. So that's how we made the wood. That I've done it once, we just have to do it a million more times to basically cover up the entire room that we're building. This is gonna be fun.
This music, man. Build it with Martina. Okay, those eyes on that shirt, absolutely genius. You're a confident woman. It's you know, it's hard enough without the eyeballs, and now like we're putting eyeballs on this, and it's just like she's a very confident woman. Very confident. She doesn't care. She's herself. Creative. God bless her. She's like, whatever. I don't even care. I do too. She's awesome. She's awesome.
We've cut and textured so much foam, and now it's time to assemble it. This is the fun part. Let's go.
Martina is the girl I would want with me in a zombie apocalypse. Like Martina is a must in a zombie apocalypse. You need the girl that can put things together and MacGyver the shit out of something. You need one of these. I tell Christy all the time, I'm like, Christy, listen, I love you, girl, but Christy, unfortunately, in the zombie movie, you're the girl that like accidentally trips or yells too loud, and then all the zombies come and eat everybody. I'm like, come on, Christy. I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry. I've told you this to your face. I'm telling it to all my viewers right now. Christy is the girl that's going to kill us all, everyone. I'm telling you, there's nothing I can do to stop it. She will kill every single one of us. I don't even know what I'm going to do when a zombie apocalypse happens. God forbid a zombie apocalypse happens. I don't even know how I'm going to deal with this information. I'm going to be like, okay, listen, I can't break up with her. Been with her a long time. She will get me eaten. There's really no way around that. Let's try and figure this out. I got to have a talk with her. I got to tell her she's the girl. So then I have a talk with Christy. I'm letting you know what's going on because this was an actual thing that happened in my real life. And I said, Christy, unfortunately, I have to bring you this news. And she looked at me across the dinner table because we still sit down and eat dinner. It's something that a lot of people don't do. I think it's important. I like it. It's a nice little ritual. Just take a little break, sit at a table and get to know somebody, talk about their day, what happened, good and bad, eat some food together. It's a nice little ritual called dinner. And I tell her over dinner, I say, honey, I've come to the conclusion that you are the girl that's going to get everybody eaten in a zombie apocalypse scenario. And she looked at me and she got upset. And she's like, I, DG, am not the person that is going to do that. Okay. So I have a conversation. I say, I try and convince her that she is with all the facts. I bring all the facts to the table. How she's relatively clumsy. I love her. She is. I am too. I'm a klutz. You know, like that's not what you're looking for in a zombie apocalypse. You got to be careful. You got to be agile. You got to get around zombies. Every single movement and action is important in a zombie apocalypse. You understand? Christy, I feel would trip. I've been with her 8 years now. I've seen it. I've seen it happen many times. Now I'm picturing it with zombies behind it, and the impact is just, you know, I can't deny it anymore, and I have to have this talk with her. So she says, then she's like, well, listen, you're just full of it, and you like, she tells me I don't know what I'm talking about. So we're at a stalemate now. So I need help from everybody out there so that I can convince her of this, and then I got to be okay with it. because God forbid a zombie apocalypse happens. And I think Christy, oh my God, she's going to kill all of us. She's going to take us all down. She's my girlfriend of 8 years. What do I say? What do I say? How do I convince her that she is? And then how do we help her? How do we get her the instructions? How do we coach her? How do we get her prepped for a zombie apocalypse? It's beyond me. And me, I'm with the girl that's going to get us all eaten. And I feel bad because now I'm like, hi, I would like to introduce Christy to you, my girlfriend of 8 years. I know it's a zombie apocalypse, and I know she's going to kill all of us, and I'm introducing you. I have to let you know. I have to let you know this very important information. You're trying to survive just like everybody else out there. And I not bring Christy into the picture, and then she's going to kill all of us. Whew. I can't do that. So now I got to convince her that she is, in fact, that girl. I got to get her over that anger. And I gotta stop being such an ass. I got to stop being such an ass. I love you, Christy. I absolutely love you. She's got so much ammunition. She just has so much ammunition right now. You don't even know. Heart be still. Heart be still. If you only knew what was going on. If you only knew what was going on. James says, DG, you'd be fine. They only eat brains. Jokes, jokes, jokes. Jokes. I see you, James. I see you, James. I see you, James. Jokes.
It's been over a week of only texturing and cutting foam, but it's finally starting to look like something. The thing is though, we still have two main problems left.
Martina though, definitely zombie apocalypse material. You need to create yourself a team. I guess the point of this story, boys and girls, is you need to create yourself a zombie apocalypse team. Always have your zombie apocalypse team in your head. Know who you're going to create your zombie apocalypse team with. It might exclude family members. It might. Most chances it will exclude family members. It could exclude some friends. It can exclude loved ones. That's the zombie apocalypse, the hardcoreness about it. That's just the way the zombie apocalypse goes. Because all of a sudden, it's Darwinism everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, every decision you do. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? This girl right here, she builds shit. She's MacGyvering the shit out of things. Me, you would ask, well, what's so important about you, DG? Well, I have dad ears. I can hear stereoscopically 360 degrees. Why do you think my name's DG 360? I hear in all directions. DG what? DG 360. Watch out. I'm boop, 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 boop. I'm a radar. I will pick it up. That's what I do. I got dad ears. Don't you? 300 yards away, I'm hearing a zombie stepping on a twig from the southwest. I'm going to give you exact coordinates. That is why I'm valuable in a zombie apocalypse. She builds things, MacGyver in it. She's my second member. Now I got two members in the zombie apocalypse. Think her boyfriend's making it? Hell no. Her boyfriend ain't making it. He's too nice. When they're too nice, they die. Every zombie movie I've ever watched taught me that. If you're too nice, you got to go. Because that's just it. That's ratings. That's how it goes. That's ratings. That's ratings.
The window and the fireplace. I just feel like I need a little break from all the foam work. Starting to get a little old at this point.
You put his name down right now. You put his name down in chat if you know what I'm talking about. That was one of the worst death sequences I ever saw. You know his name. He was way too nice. That is an example. I'm speaking the truth. I'm dropping truth bombs. I'm teaching you all about, yep, there you go, Wooks. We all know his name. The too nice guy. He's not making the zombie apocalypse squad. He just can't. It's gonna hurt so bad you'll never want to live again. You won't want to live? You won't want to live ever again after that. Jesus, poor Maggie. Goddamn poor Maggie. I'm still feeling for Maggie after that.
So I'm gonna sleep on those problems, and in the meantime start working on some of the details.
I can't have a nice guy. I can't have a nice guy or woman in my squad. They gotta be bad. You gotta have a little level of bad, tolerable bad. You have to have tolerable bad, but not so much bad that you're bad. You know what I mean? Just that cool level of bad.
So excited about. Okay, so one of the main elements I've thought a lot about is I really want to make like a bronze statue. I just really think it fits that, you know, library wizard vibe. And this ties in perfectly with the ad for today's video, which is Witch Song Miniatures. They really got some absolutely amazing miniature models, like super high in detail. And I just thought this Sunlight Seraph bust was just beautiful.
Have a good day,
Look at the silhouette of that thing. Can you imagine that in bronze? I've actually already printed the main body. We gotta clean this up. Oh god. It's almost too big for the Hansi, I need some help. I thought the whole thing would fit.
That's what she said.
That was good. That was good. Jokes. Jokes.
The whole point was I tried to make this as large as I could for the printer we have. You obviously don't need a giant 3D printer to print Witch Song's miniatures. Really, their models are perfect whether you already know a lot of 3D printing or nothing. You're just getting started. And now clean up. What I think is cool about Witch Song is that you can subscribe for only $1 a month. And in return, you get a single hyper
chill. Okay.
Normally, I'd put this in the UV curing chamber, but yeah, no. So we'll put you outside. But there you go, little friend. Enjoy your tanning. Witch Song have also been so kind that they've given all of you NerdForgers a bunch of free miniatures if you sign up for their $1 monthly subscription. So if you do, what you'll get is, of course, the June monthly miniature model to be revealed, as well as the Ascended Great Wolf and the Faceless Queen as part of the welcome pack. But since you're one of us, you also get these 4 amazing additional models for free. That's awesome. And also, if you want, you can download the Faceless King for free without signing up or anything, so you can check them out first. I think you should be good now. Let's get some paint on. Base coat is dry, so let's paint. First, we cover everything in dark brown. Just airbrush it all over the place, and we're left with something that kind of looks like chocolate. Don't eat it, Martina. Stop. I then mixed up this really nice, dirty yellow brown
I am so sorry I'm in the way.
And kind of just brushed it on pretty heavily everywhere, just avoiding the little nooks and crannies, because I don't want this to look like literal. And a final touch, adding some bronze metallic paint on all the little high points to make it shiny. Oh my god, I was so tempted to just like smack on a bunch of this, but in this case, for once, I think less is more. And you know, I think the result turned out really realistic. And boom, it's bronze, baby! One final note about Witch Song Miniatures is that once a year they like to do a charity project for a cause in need. And this year they asked us to pick the charity. We decided on Give Well, so starting from today throughout the end of the month, for every subscription Witch Song Miniatures gets, $1 will be donated to Give Well. They're an amazing cause, and I think it's a really cool opportunity to spend $1 on something cool and at the same time donate to charity. So thank you so much to Witch Song Miniatures, you're awesome, and if you're interested, make sure to check out their My Mini Factory page and join their tribe.
That was a lot of show right there. That was a lot of show. I kept watching it though. I kept watching it like a fool, didn't I? I just fell hook, line, and sinker for that. I'm like at the very ching. I just fell hook, line, and sinker for all that show. Ugh.
I'll leave a link to it down below. So that's one decoration piece down, and we're gonna make a lot more later. But now, let's sort out this window and fireplace. All right, our mission is to make a detailed...
I just need purple hair, Pepe. Is that what you're saying? Is that? Okay, get on that. Order purple hair wig. Okay? We're gonna test it out. We're gonna test Fingers theory out. We're gonna test it out.
Window. Step 1, we find the design. We got it. Step 2, divide the design into 6 parts and let our laser do the work. Perfect. Thanks, William. Step 3, join the parts together, cut it to size, and insert it into its slot. Success. Dude, this window is my favorite thing in this entire place. It still has to dry up because I've added some acrylic filler around the edges just to fill in some gaps. And
Dragon says I'm much more of a rainbow hair kind of guy. All right, rainbow hair me up. I think it's time. I I rainbow break this bitch up. Whoo, I'm gonna come out sparkling. I'm gonna be like, hey. The ratings are going to be through the roof, I tell ya, through the roof.
I also have to complete the little half-moon windows on the sides,
Rainbow
but before we do that, let's attack the fireplace. There's basically 3 main elements to this fireplace. Down here, we're gonna have some square stones. On here, we're gonna have a wooden mantelpiece. All the way up here, we're gonna have individual little cobblestones. We know how to make the wood, so we basically just have to figure out how to.
I'm going with the clown crotch. I gotta match it. I gotta match it with the waving rainbow hair. I'm gonna go complete clown crotch mode. Hashtag clown crotch. And that doesn't sound right, does it, Pepe? That was a little too. Was that too much? Clown crotch doesn't work? No? Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. Back to our regularly scheduled programming.
To make stone. Okay, let's just begin with something easy.
What a visual.
Covering this whole bottom
What a
part in
visual,
foam.
Pepe.
Break it down. Main shape done, so now we just need to make stones. What I'm thinking, instead of like cutting this into individual stones, I'll just take a saw, cut a strip, and then carve individual breaks between the cuts. Should be pretty easy.
That's what I said. I said clown crouch. That's right, James. James actually doesn't know what I said, but we'll go with clown crouch. That's what it was. That's what it was, everyone. It was clown crouch. It was clown crouch.
We got our main layout ready, so I think I'm just gonna take all of this down, lay it out flat, and then do some more carving on the stones.
Orson, yes. Same, Orson.
See, before, after. I really just like cut off the corners here, so they're a bit more angled, and they already look a lot more like stone.
She is so good.
We need more texture. I got myself a rock, and now we texture. Looking so much better. I also cut out this round shape for the.
Okay, Martina. She's no way she's watching. She could care less. She's too busy with Hansi. If for whatever reason, in some weird parallel dimension, if she's watching. If you are, Martina, please put more metal in. Put more metal segments. That did not last long enough. I feel like that should have been at least another minute of metal. Like, metal and Martina seem like the perfect marriage. Like, metal and Martina, a metal Martina montage would be just spectacular. If you agree with me, put a 1 in live, and if you agree with me on YouTube, put a 1 down there in the comments. I think like just some like crazy like just like hit it up with like a mad style sound effect. Like that would be tight. I would watch that. It's got to be longer. It's got to be like more metal montages.
The cobblestone?
Yeah,
and I'm
Nordic
thinking we
rock.
can just texture it the
like
same
Viking
way.
rock.
Being a little gentler this time. Dude, that looks so good. We're gonna need a ridiculous amount of cobblestones to cover up this entire thing. So I'm gonna ask Hansi and Aaron to help me out making all the stones, texturing everything, and then we can assemble the fireplace. Let's go!
This room is awesome. I know why you guys linked this now, because last week it was a week or two ago, I was talking about I want to see them build this studio, because we had watched a few episodes where she had this wonderful set, and now I get it. Like this set is just like fantastic. I can't wait to see this thing done again. Like it's great that I'm seeing it build up like this, but like now I just want to get to the end and I want to see the finished product, man. It is so cool looking. It is so cool looking. It looks like something out of Lord of the Rings. They did a fantastic job on this. I wonder how long this took them.
Okay, so recently we've been to Andy X's studio where he showed us something called virtual production. If you haven't seen the result of that, you should definitely check it out. It turned out super cool. But I really want to make something similar in our studio. So
what'd they do? What'd they do? They have another channel? What is she in? I mean, are you kidding me? What is this? Somebody link me this in Discord, for God's sake. What was Martina in? What? Hold on, let me listen to this again. What were they up to? Somebody link this so we can watch this next week. Like, what is this all about? Hold on, let me hear this again real quick.
Okay, so recently we've been to Andy X's studio where he showed us something called
Andy Axe's studio. Okay, Andy Axe. All right, hold on, let me type this in here. Andy Axe.
Virtual production. If you haven't seen the result of that, you should definitely check it out. It turned out super cool. But I really want to make something similar in our studio. So the idea is basically that we are going to stick a screen in there, like a television or something, and the background on that television is going to be tracked along with the camera, so it looks like it's actually appearing like a window over there. The thing is, I don't really know anything about virtual production or VR at all, so I have a friend helping me. This is Nils. And he's gonna help me set up everything and hopefully we can get it all done.
Do you guys want to watch that next week? I found it. Here it is, just so you guys know. If you guys want to watch, just put a 1 in the chat. We can watch it next week. It looks like they're showing us like techniques on how to produce certain. We can check it out a little bit next week. You want to try that out? Okay. All right, let's do that. I'll make a note. Pepe, put that on the platter next week.
Okay, so we are mostly finished setting up everything we need for our 3D background. Like we have the trackers in the ceiling, Nils is working on the software, everything is looking good. The only thing we're missing is an actual 3D background. And we're gonna use Unreal Engine to make that. I just don't know how to use Unreal Engine. So that's kind of a problem. Oh wait, is that William Foucher? Hey William!
Hey!
Hey, do you want to help me with my virtual production setup?
Sure, why not?
Yes, awesome! We got him! Okay, so William is a super talented VFX artist, and he actually scanned our entire 30K brick castle and turned it into a 3D model. You should definitely check his video out on that, because it's super cool. Hey, William!
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome!
Good to see you.
Nice to meet you. Okay, let's get this ball rolling.
Is complete finally. So let me show you around my nice little purple castle. Beginning over here, you can see we've started to add some books in the shelves. We're gonna try to like fill everything here. Down here, of course, we have the fireplace. We have a little more to add on the inside here, but I think the stone texture turned out so nice. And also up here we have all the cobblestone that we just put some Sculptamold in between to kind of blend them together. And then of course we have the beautiful beams going to the ceiling. Oh, so nice. And my favorite, the window. Oh, I'm super happy with how the little half moon windows turn out as well. Then we have the bench here. Aaron made a nice little alchemy stand. And of course we have our curved stairs, textured steps that you can actually walk on.
Don't do it.
Oh, I forgot.
Don't do it. Do you see the power of the step? Like, you know, everybody thought it was crazy. Everybody thought it was crazy. DG, it's just a set. Nobody's going to use it. Nobody's going to step up it. But they didn't realize the magic, the power that the step holds. She had to step on it as well.
Textured steps that you can actually walk on. Oh, I forgot.
Don't.
Forgot almost the bench. Look at that bench. So we just cut it down a bit and added some legs to the front. And I think it looks so cool and so like massive. I can't believe all the foam work is done and we are ready to paint. There's just a couple things we have to find first. We're gonna need a lot of decoration items. We already have some books and stuff to put on the shelves, but I also want to like put a lot of clutter in there and just cover up the walls. So I'm gonna go to a couple of secondhand stores and see if I can find some cool stuff. Alright, first up, our mission is to try to find some gold frames and maybe some cool decoration items.
What's up, Lost?
There's so many people here.
Welcome
I'm very
home.
awkward.
You're lost no longer.
Okay, found the frames. These are perfect. I'm gonna have them all. Yes. Look at all those frames. Dude, this store is incredible.
Dude, that store's right out of an RPG game, man. I feel like I just wandered into like an RPG game in that store. I would love this.
Frames. Dude, this store.
That's I like this shit. I don't know what it is about like antiques and shit. Like I like old coins, old guns, like anything old with like nostalgia on it, like leather bound books. Small weaponry, this fucking old school violin frame behind me, like just weird old shit. I don't know. I got some weird old shit fetish. That doesn't sound right, does it, Pepe? That probably didn't come out right.
Is incredible. Do you see what I see? That's a cauldron stand. Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Name change.
Marita Brukthandel, 10 out of 10. Really cool store. Hello, I have brought frames. Look at these frames. They're so pretty.
Nice. Oh, they look so good.
I know. Now that's what I call a successful quest. Look at all those beautiful frames. We have these nice metal handles, the potion bottles, and a bunch of these tiny little cauldrons.
I've always loved watching Pawn Shop, and like I've always loved watching like collectible shows. When I was a kid, I collected baseball cards. You know, like I've always had this like collector kind of vibe, man. Like always loved like old relics and shit. Love going to the history museum. I'm just like fascinated with it.
What do you think, Nori? Great success. I think we have all the decoration pieces we need, and my God, I cannot wait to put it inside the final set. And you know what that means? It means it is finally time for the painting.
Yes! Like every day.
Let's
man.
go.
Yeah, dude. Right. Oh, what's that other one where they actually go to other people's houses? It's like a kind of like a shorter, fatter dude and a real tall, skinny guy with like curly hair. What are they called? They go around to other people's and they put bids in on no, not this old house, dude. Bob Villa, man. Are you kidding me? Yeah, not Bob Villa in this old house, buddy. It's another one. They go around the country of America. And people have like old antique shit and they just kind of stop by and see if they want to sell it to them. Not hoarders. Damn it. I'm going to type it up on Google.
Coat is done, so now it's time for the midtones.
This is it. American Pickers. American Pickers. Is that what the name of reality? I've seen this a couple times. American Pickers. Yeah. Like I would watch that shit all the time. See, I couldn't remember the name of them, but I remember the show because I like if that show's on, I gotta watch American Pickers, man. Like I don't know, man. I'm fascinated with it. I'm fascinated with all that stuff. I mean, even so much as into going to Storage Wars. I went into like the very generic version of it. I even got into Storage Wars, for God's sake. You know what I'm saying? Just because they might get an antique. I had to see what it is, what cool junk they found and bought, or what they didn't. So I was even like into Storage Wars, man. Like even at that level, at its base level. Right, looks right, dude, right. Do you? That's cool. Oh, man. What do they call that? When they sell the entire, we've gone to a couple of those. Christy got me clued into this when they sell everything, including the house. There's a name for it. I can't, sorry, the word escapes me right now, but it's a certain type. Is it estate sales? Are they estate sales where they like everything's got to go? I think you're talking. Yeah, I think they are called estate sales. And man, there are some sad settings. I don't know. Like we've gone to 4 of them, Christy and I, and I don't know if you know what's going on with these estate sales, but basically what ends up happening is the people need the money in a real hard way, and the bank like forecloses. So like they're selling everything down to the house, like everything in the house, everything outside the house, everything, right? So Christy takes me onto these. I wasn't really aware of this out there, and man, The first one I went into had all this cool shit inside of it, so cheap. And I'm like, is this for real? Like, what is going on in here? Like, I'd never been to one of these in my life. And this dude had an old phonograph from like the beginning of time. And it was like $50. And I was like, I'm like, we got to get this thing. We got to get this thing. And every room you went around into, he had like some really cool things. But the dude was there. The dude was standing there at the very end of a very long line. There were like 70 people crammed into this guy's poor house. I wasn't even aware that the guy was in the house until it's time to make your purchases. And the guy is sitting at a table and he's got a little cash box. And people are bidding with this guy who's losing everything, right? And trying to scrounge up as much money as he can. And people are like bidding with this guy as they come up to make the purchase. And like some guy had some like old pocket knives and stuff. And like it was probably like $100 worth of really nice pocket knives, like really nice ones. And it was like a $5 label on all these knives, right? And the dude who's got all the knives is bartering with this poor old man who everything's getting taken away from him. It's like $250. And I'm like, I'm looking at Christy like, is this fucking guy for real? Are you going to be that low of a human being that you can't just pay the $5 for these guys' knives? And he's saying $250. The balls, man, or the ignorance. I couldn't believe it, what I was witnessing. And I thought that was bad. And he did it. He did it. Oh my God. And he did it. And I was like, this is the saddest thing that I've ever seen in my life. I've seen some, trust me, your friend DG here has seen some very fucked up stuff in his life. Okay. A lot. Okay, but I have to say that ranks up there. That's in the top 10 things I've ever seen in my life that was like deplorable humanity. I was like, this is so sad. When I got up there, I paid a little bit extra. I made up the difference, man. And I'm like, here, dude, I'm paying more. And the guy just gave me a big handshake, man. And then he come over, he gave me a handshake, put his arm around me. I put my arm around him. I'm like, dude, I said, I'm sorry for what you're going through, dude. And then like I left. And then Christy, we're going to the car, and Christy's like, isn't this great? We got the best deals ever. This is the best thing. I'm like, oh God, Christy, you're going to be the first person that dies in the zombie apocalypse.
I'm in a fountain.
I know there's a lot of doubters out there. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't think I have the energy or the professionalism. I know there's a lot of those people out there, but they're not in here today. They're following me. They get me.
And now, time for the wash.
360.
And now we dry brush.
Dude, they are so good at this shit. They are so good at this, man. I've never been a painter. I've never been much of a painter. I can draw, but I'm shit when it comes to painting anything, any which way. I'm a shitty painter. But man, she seemed like she knew what she was doing. There is so much thought into the planning of this video. It is really incredible because you see the genius behind it. Like, I'm thinking about the talk she's having with Hansy about the shots that they're going to take. The production value is definitely something that they think about. Like the flow of the content is really up there. I love this channel. I love Martina. I think the world of this. This is the coolest thing you guys turned me on to. Thank you. It's just a cool vibe.
It is complete! Finally.
Yeah, that is
Seriously,
awesome.
We've been working for 3 weeks on building this set. 90% of the time it's looked like all the ugly stages. There's been so many long ugly stages and it felt like it would never be good, but it turned out so nice in the end. I have no idea how many books we have. There's probably hundreds. So many potions, so many scrolls, so many picture frames. I feel like everywhere you look there's something to look
I know,
at.
right, James? Right?
I want my house to look like this now. That's the problem. Don't do it, Martina. Seriously. And my favorite part, the window. Pick up the camera. Oh, it looks so good on the viewfinder.
Wow, man. Wow.
It looks so good. I love it. And just think about the potential. Think about so many backgrounds we can make. Oh my God. Are you ready to see the final result?
Dude, like, dudes. You know, I'm getting jealous now, man. Pepe, why can't we get this budget, man? We need to be building some type of forge, man. I want some type of forge. I have forge jealousy. I have forge jealousy.
I know I am. Huge thanks to Aaron, Nils, and Will for helping us out. This would never have been possible without them. And Aaron and his friend Nate recently made this ridiculous giant fork. It's super cool, so check it out. Just a little side note, this whole project wasn't really just about having a cool room. I wanted to challenge myself in building something big and challenging myself creatively, emotionally, and just trying new techniques and learning new things. And kind of what started this whole thing was after we went to Universal, we saw all these amazing sets and I had to make something myself. It's definitely been such a fun and frustrating and awesome experience, and I'm super happy we went through with it. And finally, thank you so much to our patrons for continuing to support us. You guys are awesome, and maybe, just maybe, you might find one of your names on the books here. And now, it is time! Let's have a look at the final result!
Wow, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Oh my God, we're building it, Pepe. What's that? What's that? You say we've got one? Let's get back to the morning show. By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to like and share and check out our NerdForge playlist. If you're somebody who likes like cool variety and some cool people to hang around with, I think you found the right spot. Let's get back to the morning show. Pepe's telling me that we do have a studio built. Hold on one second. What's going on, Pepe? You say, what? Hold on. What's this? What? What's going on? Are you building it? Are you building it right now? What? Oh, I like that. That's nice. That was good. You did good, Pepe. Wow, that was pretty interesting. That was fast. Oh, wow. Look at, wow, there's like some antlers up there, like a fireplace. Oh my God. Wow, this looks familiar though, Pepe. Wait a second. This is our Dungeons and Dragons set. This isn't anything you built. Where am I at? Hold on a second. Where am I at? Am I trapped up in here? What's going on? What's going on up in here?